What's going on, baseball fans? Jeremy Laracuente here for the Baseball Banter Broadcast, and we continue our coverage here looking at 5 landing spots for some of the key free agents heading into the 2022 season. Today we will be looking at the case of Jorge Soler. This is a big-time power threat, and we can see where he ends up. But before we get into it, make sure if you haven't already done so, you smash that subscribe button down below, as it does a huge service for us in helping to continue to grow this community. Let all your baseball friends know that this is the channel to watch in 2022. Now, as we look at the 2022 market for Jorge Soler, I think that there are a few interesting fits. We begin with the number 5 team of the Texas Rangers. The Rangers are in a unique position as they're not really expected to be much, but going out and putting out big money to sign Corey Seager makes the Rangers a much more interesting pick and a much more interesting team in 2022. Backing up the Corey Seager signing by bringing in a power guy like Jorge Soler to help protect him in that Rangers lineup could easily be a big move that must be made by the Texas Rangers. This is going to be an opportunity for this team to bring fans back to the ballpark, solidify themselves as a serious threat in that American League West division that we know has been controlled by the Astros and the A's over the last couple of seasons. The Rangers have an opportunity to kind of re-solidify themselves as one of the best teams in the West division. And bringing in a guy like Jorge Soler could be the next thing on that to-do list. Now, as we look at the number 4 team on my list, it is that of the Detroit Tigers. I think the Tigers are in a very unique position, as most people are not expecting them to be much of anything heading into the 2022 campaign. But after bringing in Eduardo Rodriguez and Javier Baez, bringing in a power threat like Jorge Soler could help ease some of the burden on what will be a very young team going into the 2022 campaign. Yes, they still have a consistent DH problem / first base problem with Miguel Cabrera and his very expensive contract. But Jorge Soler could be a guy that could be acquired for not quite as big a money deal as might necessarily be thought. Home runs are not as valuable in today's game as they once were. But having a guy who could hit you 50 home runs, as we see him get up to 48 for his career high, is a serious power threat. And while Comerica Park is quite expansive, bringing in a guy who could help protect Javi Baez as well as potentially even give Miguel Cabrera some more pitches to hit can always be a very good thing. The American League Central Division to me is a very open market and could potentially find the Tigers pushing up a whole lot quicker than what was originally expected. Bringing in Soler could help add to speeding up that timeline. Now, for the number 3 team on my list, it is remaining in that American League Central Division, and is that of the Chicago White Sox. For the same exact reasons, I think that the White Sox are a team that is going to be a formidable threat going into the 2022 campaign, and adding more power to a lineup that has a very, very good blend of and a very good balance of power and speed, as well as contact ability, is going to be even more of a potential threat by bringing Soler. This could be a very unique fit, as I think that his power could help balance out that lineup even more so. I think when you look and you pair him with a guy like Jose Abreu, who is capable of being a guy who hits for a very good average, this could also boost the ability of a guy like Jorge Soler. If you were to bring up his contact rate included with his power, this now becomes an even more formidable threat. And I think the White Sox are in a unique position that they don't see the rest of the AL Central as too much of a threat right now, and could really put their foot down on the rest of the throat of the division by bringing in a guy like Soler. Now, next up on my list is going to be slightly predicated on the idea of the universal DH coming to the 2022 season after this lockout and new CBA. But it is not limited to just that idea. Jorge Soler could be a very good fit for that of the Cincinnati Reds. I think that there are some openings potentially with the departure of Nicholas Castellanos. This could be a player who could fit into right field for the Reds, help balance and bring a power threat to that lineup. But also, if you do have the DH in the National League, which I've long been a proponent for, you now have a guy who you can slot into that DH role every single day, who can consistently give you an opportunity to put up a big-time home run in a very hitter-friendly ballpark in Great American Ballpark. While Soler's defense is going to be a bit questionable for a National League team if there is no DH in the 2022 campaign, this is still going to be a guy who can give you more by his bat than he takes away in the field. Now, as we look at the number 1 team on my list, it is that of the Atlanta Braves. Yes, we know that Ronald Acuna Jr. will be back in 2022, but bringing in a guy like Soler could add to this offensive juggernaut that is the Atlanta Braves. I think there's an opportunity here, especially if by some miracle Freddie Freeman does not re-sign with the Atlanta Braves, to help kind of cushion some of that blow that will be lost by the departure of the franchise star. Soler could come in and be as dynamic as we saw him over his cameo appearance over the last couple of months heading into the postseason of the 2021 season. Soler very easily fit into that Braves lineup and could also fit in 2022. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comment section below. What are your feelings as to the best landing spot for Jorge Soler in 2022 and beyond? What could that contract look like? Let me know those details down in the comment section below. As always, keep it locked into the GLMG Laracuente Ledger Network family by following our sister channels WeSibs and the Granite Geek Show. Links to their channels will be down in the show notes below. As always, keep it locked in here to the Baseball Banter Broadcast as we continue bringing you coverage throughout the 2022 season and beyond. If there's anything that you would like to see us cover here on this channel, let us know that down in the comment section below. And as always, I want to thank you guys for tuning in and keep it locked in as I continue to bring you the latest news, notes, and my personal thoughts, theories, and opinions on the game of Major League Baseball. Peace.